for daily fantasy. His number too high, then I'm probably fading him. He been on the road, he gon' eat up my salary. I hit up by, he gon' lie before lock. Play back to back, then I probably won't pick on the DFS bachelor, good as it gets. Build a few liners and hit me a leg. He had a good game, but it might be a trick. Log in the Slack so I know who to pick. Sharing our liners, we all gon' get rich. New to this game, you should come to the pad. You might want some cash and get a good laugh. DFS sports, we gon' run up a bag. He heard every game and it's making me mad. You buying your lineups, I think you a cheater. DFS bachelor, he the new leader, yeah.
Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the Bachelor Pad. I, of course, am your host, the DFS Bachelor, and it is very late on a Friday night, but the good news is the NBA is back. So we're going to go over our Fanduel and Draftkings NBA slate for Saturday, August 29th. Now, it's the same 3 games that we covered on Wednesday for Wednesday's video. There's a couple differences, so I'll try not to drag this on too much. Of course, if you think you want more detail, I assure you I probably did that on Wednesday's video. So there's that. But I'm going to do my best to make this a new video. There's one big difference, the return of Russell Westbrook for Houston. First things first, thank you all so much. A big cheers to you all. It's a very late coffee and Bailey's type scenario. I really appreciate all your guys' support. All the kind words, the comments, the surprisingly positive feedback from the video that Dion and I did talking about all the stuff that happened during this. Like, it's much appreciated. Thank you so much. It's really humbling, and I really appreciate it. If you are new to the channel, welcome to the team. Please hit that subscribe button down below. If you are so inclined to do so, I appreciate that. Be sure to hit that like button. That helps the show more than you guys know. There was a long time where I told everyone, who gives a damn if you like the videos? Well, it turns out it's actually really important, so thank you for doing that. Also, by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and leaving a comment in the comment section, you qualify for the weekly $25 PayPal giveaway. We'll announce that winner for Monday's NBA show. Don't forget to check out Overlay DFS. Have a ton of fun over there, a ton of success over there. Go to overlaydfs.com. Hit them up on Twitter at overlaydfs. Ask them about their first deposit bonus. And as usual, if you want my player pool projections, cheat sheets, etc., using the lineup optimizer, the mass lineup generator, the late swap optimizer when there's a late scratch, you can get access to all of that and my player pool, the research numbers, history versus team, usage rate, percentage of the time they hit 5 times value at their current price, which is really helpful. All of that plus my player pool, you can click that link in the video description below. You can try Draft Dashboard for 30 days for $1. So we're back, and it looks like the players and the teams have come to a solid agreement. And I know as a sports fan, I'm very grateful. And just overall, I think it was an odd couple of days. We weren't sure if this was going to happen. And here we are. And I think it's a good thing. And I hope it's good for everyone. And, that's not the title of my sex tape, because when you get old like me, you're just selfish. Just get in, get out. Let's go home. Get the hell out of my bed. No, I'm kidding. So let's get right into it. So at point guard, a couple of big stories. Obviously, in that Lakers-Portland game, no Damian Lillard. He has left the bubble with that knee injury. He will not be back. And then you have the return now of Russell Westbrook, who it looks as though he's going to be on a minutes limit. Now, Russell Westbrook is the most expensive point guard on the slate, if you don't count James Harden as a point guard or LeBron. He's 9.4 on Fanduel, 9.9 on Draftkings. He's going to be very low owned. So that's the best I could say about this. Now, I don't think he smashes value here, but if you're making, 100, 150 lineups in whatever contest you're playing in, you may as well have a sprinkle of Russell Westbrook, because if for some reason he has a bananas game against his former Oklahoma City team, I'm telling you, his ownership's going to be very low. I'm not going to have a ton of him. If I'm making 10 lineups, I might throw him in 1, maybe 2. 2 seems like a lot. Being 20% on Russell Westbrook tomorrow at 9.4 and 9.9 in his first game back with a quad injury, where D'Antoni already said his minutes are going to be monitored. We'll just have to see. Reports from practice are he looks explosive, and that's not diarrhea or anything else. So It's tournament upside there. Chris Paul, 8-2 on Fanduel, 8-1 on DraftKings. Now, Russell Westbrook makes Chris Paul's job much, much more difficult. He's been playing better. We know Chris Paul's been at the forefront of this whole thing as the head of the Players Union. I certainly think he's in play. I'm not in love with the price. But quite frankly, there's not a single point guard on this slate whose price I'm in love with. If you remember, on Wednesday, for Wednesday's slate, Anthony Simons was all the way down at minimum salary on FanDuel at 3.5. Now he's 4.3 and 4K. Now, most likely he gets the start. You may see Portland go with McCollum, Gary Trent, Carmelo, Whiteside, and Nurkic, and then Simons off the bench. But they're going to need his ball handling, his playmaking ability. He's certainly in play. Bledsoe, I did not like on Wednesday because I don't think he gets enough minutes because fucking Budenholzer cannot help himself but play like 45 guards per quarter. It's the dumbest for such a smart coach and such a good team. I don't think he understands that rotating in that many players in the postseason does not allow them to get into a rhythm. Now, and I think Orlando has something to prove. I stand by this. While I completely support the players and everything that they were trying to do, I still think Milwaukee made Orlando look like assholes. I really do. It would have been very easy to say, hey, this is what we're planning to do. So they're not standing on the court looking like, oh, we don't give a shit about anything. We're ready to play. I don't think that was very fair. You saw LeBron kind of double down on those sentiments. But Bledsoe at 5'8" with the upside, and there's not a ton of options I could go there. Markelle Fultz at 5'4" is a tournament play, going to be lower owned. 5'4" and 5'1". I think you see a motivated Orlando team tomorrow, and you could see a distracted Milwaukee team. There's a lot of pressure on them to play well now. So I don't mind Markelle Fultz. Augustine, again, in his last 3 games, he's played 26, 26, and 27 minutes. His 3 fantasy outputs were an 18, a 34, and then a 12. So you've got the big upside. You've got the scary floor. 4.8 on DraftKings I'll probably pass on. You can see his hit percentage right over here on Draft Dashboard. 49% of the time at 4.5 he would have hit value. Only 43% of the time at that price on DraftKings. George Hill, it looks like he's going to play. I'll probably pass on that and go to Simons. 4.3 and 4K, I could go there. Alex Caruso at 4.1 and 3.4 on DraftKings. You know, again, 14, 16, 26, and then a 12. If he gets you 26 at 3.4, you're talking about nearly 8 times value. So you'll take that. Austin Rivers and Ben McLemore, the rest of that crew with Russ Westbrook back, I'll simply pass on. Let's go over to shooting guards. If you don't mind, let me get a drink of the coffee and Bailey's. I just finished a WNBA video. That video's up. Also, my AFC East breakdown over there at sportsbookreview.com. For the record, we're giving away $50,000 in prizes over at sportsbookreview.com. I'm getting ready to do a promotional video for that, and it's the biggest giveaway that I've personally been a part of. So I'm pretty excited for that. Go over there and subscribe. Check out our AFC East breakdown. We've been breaking every division down, division by division, their futures odds, team totals, just kind of talking about everything that happens. And by the way, for you Draft Dashboard users, my NFL player pool, my early one is up. And NFL DFS videos are going to start here probably next week. I don't know. I'm going to try to hold off as long as I can. You know, that's the title of my sex tape as well. And trust me, that usually doesn't go very well. It depends on what I can muster up in this screwed up brain of mine. But NFL DFS content, then I'm going to be handicapping the games over at sportsbookreview.com. And Sunday mornings, I will be live an hour before lock at sportsbookreview.com. We'll be answering your fantasy football questions, your regular football questions, handicapping the games, giving out our best picks for the weekend 1 hour before lock every Sunday. So you guys have been asking me to do that for a long time. Well, now I'm going to be there with Donnie Seymour. So make sure you go over to SBR Picks, sportsbookreview.com. If you go to sbr.com/pick6, you can enter into that $50,000 giveaway absolutely free. So make sure you check all that out as well. Cheers to you all one more time. So, shooting guard James Harden. And yes, I hope the return of Westbrook lowers his ownership some. It lowered his price. He was 11.6, if I remember right on Wednesday. He's 11.2 on FanDuel, 11.4 on DraftKings. He still has the huge upside. I love James Harden. Tomorrow, CJ McCollum, he was cheaper as well. So the pricing has changed. Even though this is the exact same fucking slate, Of course they had to fuck with the pricing. Of course they did. Really the only difference in news is that Russell Westbrook's returning. So why everyone else had to go way up? They already knew Damian Lillard wasn't going to play, but no, they had to fuck with us. Whatever. But if you think that Portland's going to hang in this game with the Lakers, which they very well could, it's not out of the realm of possibility. Now the Lakers defense is smothering, and obviously they're without Damian Lillard, so the odds are stacked against them. However, 8K on FanDuel, 8-1 on DraftKings, the upside is there. If you're stacking this game, if you're stacking the Lakers and you think the Lakers are going to have a great game, you want Portland to keep this relatively close, it's going to be up to CJ McCollum, Carmelo Anthony, and Nurkic, Whiteside rebounding, but McCollum's going to have the ball in his hands a ton. I like CJ McCollum, SGA. Sure, I don't like that the price went up on FanDuel to 7.7. I don't mind the 7.4 price on DraftKings. Chris Middleton, 6.8 on FanDuel. Sure, he's a play. 7.8 on DraftKings. Absolutely not. Dennis Schroeder, 6K and 6.4. Again, he would have hit 5 times value 51 and 52% of the time. We've seen the big upside in this series. We've also seen the floor. We've seen him get 10, and we've seen him get 46. So that's why he's a tournament option. Terrence Ross. If Orlando is going to make this a game, Milwaukee is the worst team in the league at defending the three-point line. Three-point shooters like Terrence Ross are going to have to make it happen if they're going to stay close. He's 5K on both sides. I could go there. Gary Trent Jr. already has been playing a ton of minutes. Now he should see more usage with Damian Lillard out. I mean, if you look at the first 4 games of this series, a 6, a 10, a 10, a 17, and that's 34, 26, 20 minutes. He's a low ceiling, low floor type player. I'll probably pass on Gary Trent Jr. Danny Green's only a DraftKings play for me because I want the extra upside for the 3-point shot. Now, he got a couple steals that last game and put up a 27. And then it's, KCP will see minutes. You got guys like DiVincenzo, Connaughton, Wesley Matthews. That just shows you 3 fucking Milwaukee Bucks shooting guards. They'll all see the court in the first quarter. Oh, it's ridiculous. Lugens Dort is going to play 35 plus fucking minutes, but he's, his ceiling's about that 25, 30-point range. So if you want to take a shot, I guess, at 37, since there's only 3 games, you want a low-owned type guy, I suppose you could go there. You might see some more Mario Hezonja and shit like that. I think he's at small forward here, but, that's the kind of crap we're going to see tomorrow for Portland. Giannis, I think, is absolutely in play. The pressure's going to be on. He was kind of at the forefront of everything that happened. 11-5 and 11-3, I like Giannis. I like LeBron. The one concern for LeBron is LA going to just beat the brakes off of Portland? And is Portland ready to go home? They're already there, 3 days longer than most people expected them to be there because we all thought they were going to get ended, the series was going to be over on Fridays or on Wednesday. So we'll have to see how much juice, for lack of a better word, geez Louise, that's what she said, Portland has. And you just worry, if LA's beating the crap out of him, will he even have to play in the fourth quarter? That's why I like Giannis. I think Orlando has a little bit more fight in them than Portland does. But they're certainly both in play. I'll prefer Giannis just a little bit more. Danilo Gallinari went down to 5.5. Finally, I love that price. Look, he has not been great in this series, but he's got 2 games in the 30s at 39 and 31, then 2 games at 23 and 14. He's kind of been alternating those games. He's 5.5 FanDuel. Love that price. He would have hit 5 times value 65% of the time at that price. On DraftKings, only 55% of the time. I like the price on FanDuel. I'm meh on DraftKings. DraftKings pricing fucking sucks for this slate. Let me just call it what it is. Carmelo Anthony at 5.5 and 5.9. Of course, more of the offensive burden is going to be on the shoulders of Carmelo Anthony. The Lakers are very good defensively. Let's just take let's take all 4 games. So if game 1, a 35, you'll take that at 5.5 and 5.9, right? Game 2, a fucking 1. Everyone hated Carmelo. Then we talked about it on this video. Everyone hates Carmelo. He's going to be low owned. Jump on that train. And guess what? He put up a 44. Then the last game, an 18. So there's a wide range of outcomes. I'll certainly have exposure at 5.5 and even at 5.9. I don't mind both prices. Eric Gordon, probably the player most affected by the return of Russell Westbrook. Now we'll have to see. Do they keep Eric Gordon in the starting lineup and bench a guy like Daniel House? Or do they move him back to the bench? If he starts, I don't mind it. The shooting volume is going to be there. I will not pay 6-1 on DraftKings. If you look at if he was 5-5 and 6-1 this year, he would have hit value 25% of the time on Fanduel and 20% of the time on DraftKings. So it's a risky play. Evan Fournier, 5-3 Fanduel, 5-4 DraftKings. I don't mind that. You need him to hit those three-pointers. You need him to be engaged tomorrow. So I could go there. Daniel House, I think he'll probably be the one who stays in the starting lineup, and they'll bring Eric Gordon off the bench. So I'm not totally opposed to it. Obviously everyone's usage on that team, except for probably James Harden, takes a hit with Russell Westbrook back. And then, some guys will see some minutes. You got Markieff Morris at 4-2 and then 3-1 on DraftKings. You could take a punt there. James Ennis at 4-2 and 4-4. He's going to start, play in the mid-20s. He's got some upside. Hazonia. The idea that we could play Mario Hazonia tomorrow makes me really upset, but I suppose, again, it's only if you're playing multiple lineups. Darius Baisley, kind of the same deal, and that's it. Let's go to power forward. At power forward, Anthony Davis, 11K and 10-5. Now, he was dealing with back spasms their last game, which was on Monday. So he's had some time to recover. Put up a 41 in 17 minutes. The matchup is certainly there. I like Anthony Davis more today than I did 2 days ago when we were talking about this slate. So I will say that, or 3 days ago, rather, when we were talking about this slate. He's 11K and 10-5. If the Lakers are blowing them out, the very first player who will get rest, the very first one who, if this game even remotely gets out of hand, the very first player who will sit down is Anthony Davis. There's no doubt about that. So it's a tournament upside play for me only. Then I love that Robert Covington went down another 400. He was already down to 5'7" from 6'5". Now he's 5'3". Robert Covington will still be in the starting lineup. And now you have another guy who can get him the ball for those open threes. I actually like Robert Covington's price more than Kyle Kuzma. Jeff Green, he's going to take a minute's hit. Gary Clark, 4-3 and 4-2. He'll still stay in the starting lineup. Aaron Gordon has left the bubble, so Gary Clark will remain in the starting lineup. He's going to play, in the high 20s to mid 30s in minutes. He can hit some threes, get some steals, some rebounds. I think he's a decent value play because the rest of the value plays at power forward are fucking terrible. So that's it. As low as you want to go is Gary Clark. Let's go over to centers. So Vucevic, he went up in price. He's 9K on FanDuel, 9-2 on DraftKings. He's had an excellent series. I know they're down 3-1. 3 out of the 4 games, he's gotten to at least 47, including a 56 and a 60. So I like the lower ownership opportunities just because you have so many other high-priced players. Vucevic may go under the radar just a little bit. So I do like Vuce. Nurkic, again, they're going to need his offense. He's going to have to be out of this world against the team that allowed the second fewest fantasy points in the league to opposing centers this year and has pretty much shut him down. He had he's had a 36, a 24, a 20, and a 41. He has yet to hit value in this series. I guess maybe the last game at 4, because what was he, 7-4. There's no way I'm going to the 8-6 price tag on DraftKings. I'll just do 9-2 for Nurk, for Vucevic, honestly. The 7-8 on FanDuel, I guess I could give that a splash. Brook Lopez, I like the 5-2 price tag on DraftKings. I like him at 5-7 on FanDuel. After game 1, 3 straight games in the high 20s to mid 20s. That'll get the job done. Steven Adams, this isn't the best matchup for him. He'll still see the minutes, and he's 5-5 on both sides, so you could sprinkle him in. Whiteside is now starting again. He'll be lower owned just because even though he's starting, he's still not playing a ton of minutes. He's got a 30 and a 27 in this series. He certainly has the potential to do well. The problem is if he's drawing the Anthony Davis defense and the defensive assignment of guarding Anthony Davis, you could find him in foul trouble, etc. They just don't have any other big men. It's like Wenyen Gabriel and, a bunch of real shit for Portland in the front court. So Whiteside, 4-9, I'm kind of meh on that. JaVale McGee, Dwight Howard, they're the same to me. I actually think I prefer the savings a little bit on FanDuel for Dwight Howard. You get JaVale McGee all the way down at 3-6. The problem with JaVale McGee, yes, he's gotten 24 and 29 in 2 of the last 3 games. The game sandwiched in between those was a 12, and he's played 14, and 12 minutes. He's not playing a ton of minutes. Dwight Howard is actually playing more minutes and has that sort of rebounding upside at 4-1 and 3-8. And if you're looking for minutes and opportunity at center, PJ Tucker's 4,200 on both sides. Look, the other night he got a 19 and 43 minutes, a 23 and 37 minutes, a 22 and 30 minutes. But all it takes for PJ Tucker is to hit a couple of threes, a couple of steals, and he can get you to value as well. So that's my look at tomorrow's NBA slate. Again, I have not even updated my player pool yet. I still got to go through and update projections, and it's almost midnight here where I'm at. It's very, very late. But you can get access to my entire player pool, as I said it, projections, all the research tools for baseball and player pool for baseball, hockey, NFL, all this stuff. NFL is 13 days away, 12 days away. So we're going to be ramping all that up. You can use this tool, all the research, and my player pool, and use it in the lineup optimizer, the mass lineup generator, the cash game generator, etc. Simply by clicking that link in the video description below. You can try Draft Dashboard for 30 days for $1. When you do, how you find my player pool is you will simply go to your watched players. Now, right now, mine's at 0 because I have not watched anybody. But if you use that link, of course, it will be updated before the slate starts tomorrow. You'll see a blue box at the top that says Watch DFS Bachelor's Picks. And it'll also give you a timestamp for when I last updated my player pool. I got a haircut today, man, and it just looks weird on camera. I'm trying to fix that shit, but I guess it's late, so who cares, right? So then you can, once you click that, you can use it in the lineup optimizer, the mass lineup generator, etc. Be sure to check that out. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Be part of our weekly drawing. Also, don't forget to check us out over at sportsbookreview.com. Give a look to Overlay DFS over at overlaydfs.com. Lots of cool stuff, giveaways, etc. Again, a big cheers to you all. Thank you all so much for watching. Really appreciate your support. Good luck tomorrow in all your slates. Our WNBA video is also up for tomorrow. We will see you tomorrow night for Sunday slate. Appreciate you all again. May the fantasy gods be with you all. Goodbye, folks.